We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Reaching for the stars. I wonder where you are. I see the light inside you, brighter than the skies. Hold on, just let us escape and fly away tonight. We have the world in our sight, and I know together we'll be alright. Can you see forever we will go?
Good morning. What is going on, everyone? Hope we're having a great one out there so far today. How are we doing? A lot of crazy stocks out there so far this morning. One of my favorites is Best Buy, actually. Did very well in pre-market today. We can see it's opening up 2.12%. I guess it's not the best ever, but still pretty nice price action nonetheless. By Best Buy. Good morning, good morning. What's up, Chase, Autumn, Pew Pew, Jason, Hunter F, Juan, Carl, Mr. Wu, M-Dub, Nick, Yu Chai, Xavier. Juan said, love it. 4th day, QQQ, gonna go sideways and retest 577, 578, but gonna close 577, 576. Very flat lately out of the QQQ and the SPY, that's for sure. SPY is at like the lower end of its range right now. Watching very closely here, 642 coming up, but even 641.50. I even like that as a very solid support. This is a huge support range more than anything. But I do lean down in the short term. Which direction are we heading, Autumn said. Down. Where's the bell, Pew Pew said. Did it? It should have went off, right? Oh, did it lag out on us? No way. I was messing with my daughter right before the stream. Hang on, my Thinkorswim just crashed. It was working literally 5 minutes ago. SPY is selling off here, guys. 642 coming up. So far, pretty bearish price action to the downside here. Autumn says 642.50 and beyond. Like down or up, though? I can't tell based off that. I guess it could go beyond both ways. It's already below, Autumn said. Yeah, it is. Pretty quickly. All right, Thinkorswim, load up. Palantir breakdown, Sir Charles said. PLTR, pretty bad. 167.50. Down under 170 again. I like it with Palantir actually here. Nice. Palantir looked pretty rough yesterday. Of course, they had that short report with Citron. Dang, Palantir. Yeah, that's a good drop off there. Down to 167, down 4%. QQQ. Oh no, the beeps of death. Down 0.54%. What's up, Martin? Said I'm always here, always lurking. Appreciate that. Yep, you know it, Pew Pew. I can actually do it like on command right now. My computer must be like about to explode. There must be like a RAM leakage or something. Howdy, Tangy. Nvidia's dropping, Juan said. Man, there's a lot of negative price action today. Let's pull up the Mag 7 setup here. Lot of red. Amazon, Meta, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, Nvidia, Apple, and even the SPY. Everything's pretty much pointing down. Apple's the only thing that had some green there right at open, but everything else kind of sold off. And Apple didn't really hold up too well either at the end of the day, so. Something doesn't always have to happen, Autumn. Sometimes sellers just come through. I still think people are pretty worried about the whole Russia-Ukraine situation. It doesn't seem like it's going all that well. I don't think that the deal is going to be done very soon. I hope so, but yeah, it is a pretty wild drop-off, isn't it? A lot of red PA. I like that little Palantir surge bot action this morning. See if Citron holds up on their report or not. I know, Autumn, right? It makes more sense, but at the end of the day, just realize that markets have been so high lately that people are going to be taking profits. Natural profit taking. If you go to the SPY on the daily, it's pretty crazy, you know. Red days have happened over the past year 46% of the time. So you're almost saying that half the days are red days anyways. So just looking at stats, I mean, it's almost like every other day is red. Not exact, of course, but it's a little skewed. Good morning, Ryan. How are you doing today? Thoughts on OSCR in the short term? Oscar has been hot lately. Michael, it has been one of the hotter stocks out there, but it seems like it has these good opening runs and goes a bit flat. I guess on Friday it had the pullback at the end of the day, but I like the PA here this morning. It's a little bit above its average percent rise. Kind of looks like yesterday's move already. There is resistance coming up. First one coming up around like 1770 and the second one coming up closer to like 1830. Like these resistances here. 1770 would be a good test today. That would be perfect. Let's go look at BBY. I'm going to show you guys Best Buy today. Look at this hourly setup here. It looks awesome. It's up. It says only 0.24% on the hourly. Go to a 5-minute. It is up 3.44% now. But if we go to the hourly, I'm going to show you this overall trend line here and this channel. Look at the big channel that BBY has been in over the past few months. It had some good news this morning, and they're starting to rip up and out of this channel. So I wanted to show you guys this. I do think that it could be advantageous for the next few trading days. Let me pop out my news here. Or detach it, I should say. Best Buy launches digital marketplace, more than doubling online products with new categories, brands, licensed sports merchandise, and expanded tech offerings. So, sounds pretty good for them, you know, doubling their online products. That sounds nice. Moving quite well today, though. Sitting at 74.57. We can see the longer that we look at it, the better and better that it's starting to extend. Go to a 5-minute. I mean, it's just ripping from open. Go look at a 1-minute. There we go. Best Buy. Let's go. Love that setup here. Oh my gosh. Not that again. I can't even scroll at all anymore, guys. I'm going to have to restart my computer after the stream today. I hope we don't end up encountering a big problem. If there is, I'll have the stream back up within like 3 minutes or something if there is. Oh shit. Sorry guys, it's so weird. It's like I just scroll like just a little bit and it starts doing that. I'm not trying to make it do that, I swear. Tesla's bouncing 333.50. Nice bounce off support there. That's a really nice bounce. TSLA. Wow, they ended up holding very well there. It was looking kind of brutal earlier. Google actually fell down towards $200. $200 coming up. Computer says not enough likes. Need more to not beep. That's right, guys. Destroy the like button and then we won't be beeping anymore. If we get to 40 likes today, there'll be no more beeping. That's what I heard. Google is breaking support by quite a bit here. Ryan said Palantir now down 5% on the day. Down to 165. Let's go see the Palantir book map. See maybe some big levels coming up here. Wow, 165. Fairly decent buy wall stacked up. It broke through the 170 buy wall there just after open like it was butter. Yep, breaking through 165 already. Guess we'll watch for 160 now. Next big level. False advertising. I was worried about Tom's safety, or he's pulling so much RAM there's about to be rolling blackouts in the Midwest. That's what it is. Palantir tanking to the earth. Man, down 5.4%. This is seriously brutal right here. Palo Alto, Jake set up what? They said 25%. Okay. Maybe on your calls, right, Jake? I like it, though. It is up 5%. Maybe you just mistyped. But yeah, nice, nice. The earnings did pretty well. 5.3%. Looking at the daily chart for PANW, they're starting to rip back off of major support. We can see that PANW has been stuck in a huge range lately. A huge range. Good to see it hold with earnings here, that's for sure. Let's go back to Palantir. That was a rough move there. Look at the gap filling. It might fill down to 161.50. 161. That would be nasty today. Your 573 printing. Come on, baby. Tank, Juan said. I'm assuming you mean QQQ. Yep. I know you like that one. Ooh, it did have that good move to the downside here, but there is some pretty big support coming up. I'm not saying it can't break, but it is fairly large support here at the lower end of the range. Can you guys see my mouse jumping a little bit? I don't know. Every once in a while, things like get stuck. Man, maybe you guys are right. Maybe this computer's about to blow up. I think you might have to invest in a backup or something. Oh no, brain. You're not gonna get me this time. I actually already have it open, which is funny. It was preemptively open today. Avgo broke below $200. Any thoughts? Let's see. AVGO. Keep your daughter away from it. Says I'm only using like 48%. I don't know. Makes no sense. You should show that Palantir one more time, for sure. Avgo looks almost like a Palantir intraday too. But yeah, Palantir's continuing to drop. Continuing here, 163.60. Look how nasty it is on the 1 minute. Brutal action. We'll go side by side here, Palantir and the SPY. Let me know if you guys like this setup. Maybe we'll stick on this for a little while. I'm kind of disappointed in Roblox not dropping more, Brain said. Roblox not dropping more. That was hilarious in the chat last night, you guys, with the Full Metal Jacket references. Roblox running down to 116. He said, is this sleep token? What the hell's that? Sleep token, is that like a crypto? Like a coin of some kind? Brain said they're in so much hot water at the moment. Roblox. And they dipped down pretty hard here. You know, one I was looking at this morning was Intel, though. I haven't looked at it since open, but I was watching it in pre-market a bit. It was up quite well. We can see up 9.8% now today. Intel ripped up to the next resistance here. That was a great move last night. Lip Bhutan. Yeah, Wex says, let's check it. Look at the daily here. It's right on a huge resistance, guys. This resistance on Intel is pretty nuts, right around like 2640. It's literally where Intel hit today, too. It's a huge, huge level and spot for it. Roblox needs to drop way more. Their child safety features are non-existent, while 90% of their users are underage. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna argue there. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't know how something like Roblox could necessarily, like, if you have like an online game chat, I don't know how you can like stop certain things. But yeah, trust me, I feel you. My daughter's not playing any Roblox, I can tell you that. That's for sure. I used to play a game called Old School RuneScape, and you know, on that, well, back when I was a kid, you know, when I was like 8 years old, I played. I played it a lot when I was like 8. And my parents were always like telling me like, don't talk to strangers on there and stuff. And I'm not getting into it more because I know, right? That's kind of what I'm saying. And it's just one of those like weird topics that, you know, kind of gets people's buttons pushed. Nonetheless, though, their stock has been, we can see on the daily chart lately, it's been taking a bit of a hit, nonetheless. But it's actually been up a lot in 2024 and 2025, so a pullback, honestly, could be in the cards, a larger one. As time goes by, I think patience will pay off on this one. LimeWire. I don't know what Kaza or Kaza was, but yeah, Brain, I mean, you should have seen like RuneScape, man. I mean, there was a lot of chatter on that. Mom doesn't want me talking to you, Tom. Hashtag stranger danger. Palantir dropping down. Let's see that 5-minute chart here. 163. I'm trying to zoom out more. I guess we'll go to an hourly. There we go. I wanted to see this range without being on the daily because there's a lot of pre-market and after-hours hits that I'm watching. Palantir is getting pretty close to filling the gap. It didn't quite get there, but it got within about $1 or so of filling the gap. Look at SPY just chopping right back around here. This is insane. That is nuts. More? Are we going to get more chop like yesterday? Seriously? Sounds like it might be happening. Tesla's trying to hold its trend line this morning. Wow, I like that. I like that trend line touch by Tesla and bounce up. It's pretty nice. It looks just like the SPY too, like little W's for Wumbo. No, I've never heard about that guy, Carl. Although, I will say, one time my account got hacked whenever I was a kid, Carl, and this guy showed me his screen on Skype. The hacker showed me his screen on how he was hacking people and stuff, and how much like money he had on the game and how he was selling it for real life money and stuff. It was kind of insane, actually. And I almost couldn't believe like that he'd show me, but he wouldn't show me the actual program, but he was showing me like him getting on a lot of accounts and stuff. It was so crazy. Cause you know, I was on the game like begging him. I was like, stop. I was like, quit stealing all my money on here. That sucks when you spend like years as a kid on that and then someone hacks it. Look at Tesla moving up to 338 to 340. So he eventually was like, hop on a Skype call. I know, right, Autumn? It was so weird. I think that it was just another, like, I think that at the time the guy was probably like, you know, 16 or 18 or something. It didn't seem like it was like a really older guy. It was more of like the guy was like showing off or something, Autumn. It was weird. But yeah, QQQ bouncing 573.50, holding the lower end of the range. Switching back to Palantir. It has started to bounce a little bit up. There might be a base trying to form on Palantir, so just keep that in mind. over the next 30 minutes to maybe a couple hours, there could be a base forming. Looking at the watch list here, Intel leads the way up 10%, and that's even with the rejection here. Love it, Intel. Let's go. KULR. All right. Fastly, FSLY. How's FSLR? I typed that one in by accident, and it looked pretty good. First Solar coming up off the dip in a pretty solid way. That's nice right there. Neo trying to move. Why is Lowe's ripping so much today? Did they report earnings? I thought only Home Depot reported. Oh, maybe Home Depot's not on my watch list. Maybe that's why. Yeah, they're not on my watch list. Oops. That's strike 2. I heard it's strike 3. Fire starts. Now they're on there. Could have sworn they were on my watch list. How are they not on there? It's weird. Weird. Maybe they got taken off back in the day. Checking on Adobe, pulling back down 0.48%. On the day, still up in the green. But this pullback from the opening run is pretty bad. I've never seen any of those, Brain. Sadly, they seem like good movies, though. That sounds funny, though. I would have liked to have done that to the guy that hacked my RuneScape, I'll tell you that. I know, man, I know. That is one that's not cool. Are those the movies that people say are like Christmassy or something? Bank of America pulling back 47.65. Okay, yeah, okay. SHOO doing pretty well today, 2.3%. The big money trade coming back. SHOO looks solid here on the daily, like it's going to try to break above the upper end of this range. Uber's looking good. Momentum play, Wex said. Uber. Like that one today. Solid Uber. There we go, Spy. Holding 642.80 right now. Holding up at the top end of the range. 642.80 starting to bounce a little bit. $643.30, $643.40. Looks great, though, on that hold. Let's go, SPY. Let's see how high we can get here. Let's get through that high of pre-market. Book map on Uber or Intel, Wex said. Sure thing. Let's pull it up. Intel, there we go. Right at the high of the day again. And this is key resistance. Don't forget, guys. Very key resistance. So if it breaks, could be pretty good here for Intel. Let's pull him up. He's looking for Intel and Uber on Bookmap. Let's see. That'll be $20, Weck. I'm adding it to your tab. Nope, I'm kidding. All right, here's Intel. 2650 has 295,000 shares. Holy shit. Intel might be experiencing some increased volatility today. This is, well, obviously they are, but increased volume, of course. I mean, every whole dollar mark has like 120,000 shares. I don't quite remember if that's the case, but... All right, there's Intel. How about Uber? Uber is on a sell wall, but it's not the largest ever. $100 is the larger one overhead. It's weird, though. 95.50 and 96 do have quite a bit stacked up there, so... kind of strange on Uber. Where it's at. SPY's starting to extend up very nicely, though. That was a really good hold there at 642.80. Whenever you see a setup like that and you see like a really good hold of support like I'm circling, that's usually a really good sign off the first couple candles that there could be a breakout. That is hot. 644, testing around the highs of yesterday now. Wow. SPY's getting it done, breaking through 644. Let's see, is there some news hitting? Bowman is speaking. Holy lag. Michelle Bowman. I'm not quite sure how this news really hits the market. I'm not sure that that's really why the market pumped there. That is quite the jump, though. SPY is doing a bit different price action than I was expecting today, but I do got to say it held support very well again. Held support well. Now, this is a big resistance it's sitting at. SPY sitting up around resistance 644. This is huge. What a huge level here. Intel as well, slowing down. Let's check NVIDIA. Apple. Nice by Apple there. Let's look at Mag 7. Let's do that. Make it easy. Yeah, Bowman said debanking. I'm gonna have to look into that situation. I haven't really looked into debanking, or I don't think I've really heard too much about that. Over the years, anyways. Apple sitting close to 232.85, 233. I said or, but you did both. Appreciate it. I know, Weck. I didn't know which one. I know, I was like... I haven't been said or before a lot. Intel, 2640. Really holding up. I mean, it's having some trouble getting through here. So is the SPY right now. So is the SPY. Tandy said, LOL, it's like that Buster Scruggs meme for the weed people ad debanking. First time? We're almost 20 bucks from the all-time highs a week ago, Brain said. Are you talking about SPY specifically? Oh, Oklo. Okay, I was gonna say. That's why you said that. I didn't even realize Oklo was that close to all-time highs. I guess, yeah. Yeah, you're right. It almost has fallen that much. It's so close, yet so far away. It's funny on Oklo because it could get there in like 2 days. Maybe even 1 if we had a good jump. With how wild Oklo can get. I can't believe the average percent rise in the bottom right for Oklo over the past year. You know, yeah, I guess we'll just say it's in the past year. It's up 7.29% on average whenever it goes green. That's a pretty big move. Sheesh. Yeah, very consistent downwards here. I'm wondering, Brain, if it's going to end up being more of a pullback that plays out like this, or if it's going to end up being one that really tanks. if we are going to say it's kind of like this one, could still be some downtrend. Interesting setup with Oklo, though. I like these stocks, Oklo and SMR. I watch them all the time. Some of my favorites, even NNE, another one. I love it whenever the nuclear stocks start moving, but they are in pullback mode right now, so you pray for tanks. Said no Eastern European ever. I pray for tanks. Little history reference there by Brain. Look at Tesla bouncing off that trend line. That's fire. Very nice bounce by Tessie. 15-minute chart holding very well here at 334. Moving up towards 340. Very crucial resistance overhead. I think that we can end up seeing a huge breakout of Tesla at 340. This could be major here. The power of bots. Nvidia hit that 180 support back to 184. Hit the 180 support. Oh my gosh. Hang on one second, guys. Keep hearing stuff. There's a military parade at the Capitol today. Really, Brain? Oh, where at again? Specifically, like, the capital of Poland? Or do you mean, like your town or something? Nvidia chart. Low keys. Crazy, the power of bots said. That is serious. That is some serious Nvidia chop here. It's actually been chopping around since like the 7th of August. What's up, KO? Rick says, good morning, I'm late. Sorry, I had a Moo Anonymous meeting. Moo. Did you actually, Rick? That's kind of funny. I think I know why you're saying that, though. Can you check Baba? Hopefully he has a few bullish days. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get you now. I didn't know if you were serious, like you were like going to set up an account or something. That's hilarious. You know what, Rick? I'm going to hit you with the...
How dare you!
How dare you? We don't mention them around here. Brain, since you're in Europe, I bet that Greta hits extra hard for you. Greta hit spots I didn't even know existed. Let's go back to the crazy NVIDIA chart here. Man, it really loves to bounce off the lower end of this range. Like, it loves this support around 180. What do you guys think? Is it going to hold here today and actually get a good move up? Or are we going to break down? What do you guys think? Let's do a little poll. All right, here we go. Vote it up. What do we think? Is it going to break below the low of the day, or will it hold and bounce like it has been? You can go hold and bounce, break down, or go flat. What do you think here on NVIDIA? NVDA. Pretty huge support. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be trying to buy it up. It's been pretty consistent off support. That's been one of the bigger positives with it. Good morning, Demure. Good morning, good morning. How are you today? You missed out on him. No. Tangy says, U is way down. Holy, yes it is. My word, U is getting destroyed. That sucks. Did not continue off that after hours action from yesterday, that's for sure. They finally did an ODST trailer on Helldivers. Really? Like Halo ODST? There we go. Is it just like a YouTube video? Yeah, we got that before GTA 6. Oh, wow, it's an official one. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Helldivers, that's pretty cool. It'd be sick if they started doing like a whole bunch of Halo skins on there or something. That'd be really cool. Oh. Oh, wow, Demure. Ah, wow, I see what you mean. It's the complete package. That's sick. Tangian's getting stopped out all over the place. So you got almost 8K cash proceeds. Might just sit back and watch the chaos. There is a lot of chaos out there. Wow, get your votes in. 19 votes on a 2-minute poll. That's a pretty good showing on the poll. Get those votes in if you're a lurker out there. Trying to bounce with NVIDIA. Tesla's at crucial resistance, 340. Holding up. It actually had a great bounce back today, though, with Tesla. That's an overall fantastic move. Figma possibly going below 70 today, it seems, Autumn said. FIG. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, Figma's finally doing what I thought it would do, Autumn. It's finally doing what I thought it would do. Wow, that is a brutal drop down. Netflix dropping a lot too, Adrian said. I know you might not want to hear Figma dropping, Autumn. It's just the reality of those crazy IPOs. Yeah, possibly, Autumn. Possibly. Honestly, I could see it. Wouldn't even be surprised or phased at all if it did. What was the pre-IPO price? 33? Probably somewhere down around that. Amir said, Tom, does Palantir have more to fall, or is this the dip? I would love to see him fall a bit more, Demir. There was a huge support that I was watching in the short term, around 161.50. It got just under 163 today. I'm really watching more for like that gap to truly fill down to 161.50. It got pretty close today, but I do think that there could be a bit more selling. I will say this, though. I don't think that there's... I think it's closer to the bottom than the top, though. So I wouldn't look for, like, all that much more, if that makes sense. We got millions of reasons to let it all go. Hope we're not too broken. I know I'm not always strong. Of course it will. Isn't that how it always worked, Autumn said? I believe in the long term, but I do hope to buy it cheap. I forgot that you use this program a lot, Autumn. I forgot about that. I just hope you don't have it too high, that's all. $32, $33. Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch it over the next couple years. Palantir pulling back down, almost down to the low of the day here. Oh, I could have sworn you had some. Did you trade it at all during the craziness, Autumn? The power of bots said, what happened to Uber? Pretty crazy. 95.50 now on its way up to 100. Ooh, I don't think it's going to hit 100 today, but my gosh, it is ripping. I love to see that move today, up 2% plus. That's awesome with Uber. I love that move yesterday. It was a very good intraday move, a good close, closing around the high of the day. Yeah, it was like right at the top end of the range for a possible break. Love to see it. Let's go, Uber. Now it's in a big area of resistance, though, so honestly, taking profits anywhere from here up to like 97 is pretty good. Wax said, I got lucky and traded Figma from 98 to 123 on the first day and then left it alone. Smart, Wack. Took advantage of that short-term action. Okay, Autumn had 3 shares, sold them for profits. Nice. Did you end up selling Yum, Autumn? Are you still holding the potato wedges? Like, what the hell? What is up with Yum? I'm not even kidding, guys. Autumn bought Yum a few days ago because they came out with potato wedges at KFC again. And she's been looking at a lot of stocks moving off of weird hype lately. And Yum is one. Wow, Autumn. This is insane. 152.20. Potato wedges made Autumn rich, yep. You know what they say about trading the potato wedges?
60% of the time, it works every time.
Haha, perfect stats. Yeah, now you can go buy some. Since you won on the trade, you can afford KFC now. KFC is pretty expensive, isn't it, guys? If you guys bought a bucket in a little while, I feel like the buckets are kind of expensive nowadays. It's like, what, almost pushing 30 bucks for a chicken bucket or whatever? Uh-oh, Nvidia broke the 180 support. Oh, shoot. Oh, gosh. Hell yeah, it did. We're going to end the poll. Oh, it looks like the least voted on answer won. That's unfortunate on this one. Wow, Nvidia really broke it down, Demir. 180 gave out pretty harshly here. Ryan said, "Where's my breakdown voters at?" That's pretty sick. Taco Bell's expensive now too, Wex said. Yeah, that's true. That place is pretty bad too. But not as bad as KFC, but I will say it's... I don't know, KFC's pretty good. Oh, look at us getting into the food again. Who would have guessed? This time it was actually by accident. I didn't even mean to. Nvidia moving down 178.50. Demir said they're both just as bad. Yeah, I'll just call it with that. Yeah, that's pretty cool, Autumn, the 90s menu. Huge drop down from SPY. Ooh, I'm sure Nvidia just added a lot of pressure there. There's a KFC Taco Bell joint in Coronado. Look at Amazon breaking down. My gosh, SPY is going to be feeling the pressure here. Well, it is feeling the pressure, I should say. I'm not seeing a whole ton of news hitting right now. But man, look at Amazon, Meta, Nvidia. Wow. Man, Mag 7 really is turning over here. Nvidia is applying a lot of pressure. We'll see if the turnover continues or not. SPY testing 642.80, 643 support. SPY testing very key support, it looks like. The support bounce was serious. When is a good buy opportunity? When Nvidia dips? Maybe 175, the power of bot said. Let's see, NVDA. Oh. Oh, Autumn. Oh my gosh, Autumn. I never realized that that was a watch list position. Oh. Oh, man. I never realized that. Sorry about that. I thought you were actually buying it off support because it was a good risk-reward ratio. Aw, man. I know, I didn't pay enough attention, I guess. I'm not used to seeing watch list positions, you know, that's a pretty new thing to me. When I used Robinhood, there was none of that. Dip Commander. Somebody said in the SM chat that McDonald's was running today. Very well, actually, pushing up to 314. Wow, look at the daily trend continuing. Yeah, fast food for the win. I don't know what's up with it, but it is on fire. How's Wendy's? If Wendy's had a big green candle here, I don't know what I would say, but would have been surprising. That is good for McDonald's, though. That's very solid there. Man. Yeah, Autumn, I thought you were trusting this support. I could have sworn. Maybe we'll find a setup like that coming up soon. I will say it's time to sell Yum, though. It is at resistance, so it's time to let it go on the watch list, probably. INTC rejected off that 2650 book map level. It did, yeah. 2650 is perfect, too. Lines up on the hourly. Yeah, Intel, that was a pretty perfect touch and pull back there.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight,
Hang on 1 second.
chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
Someone asked a question in the chat that's a bit complicated. Not super complicated, but it's going to take my attention away for a minute. Just give me 1 moment. I got you, though. Give me 1 sec. Could have sworn that implied volatility would be moving there. Best Buy.
So alive, make it last forever.
Tom, I'm thinking of shorting Tesla intraday. What do you think, Demir said? Ooh, let's go check it out. Interested in Tesla real quick? What do I think? I think it's a little bit too low at the very second. I feel like it'd be tough to enter right here just in case it bounced back, but I do like the prospect of it possibly getting back towards that 333 low of day. Maybe even lower, but oh gosh. Usually I would trust support here, so I'm going to go with it. It holds up here somewhere, Demir. Maybe 335 right here where it's at. That would be a good first spot before we got to 333. But I would think 333 would at least see a bounce. Especially since it popped up so well on it there at open. I mean, what's going on with the testing here so fast? It's pretty crazy. I'm being honest. Let's see. I mean, it peaked at the top. Oh, 100%. I just think it's a little bit late on the entry, my man. 100% it peaked. No doubts there. No doubts. It peaked. But I think you should have entered more of at the peak, if that makes sense, rather than at support. I feel like your chances of getting burned right now are a lot higher, if that makes sense. If it does hold, which I think there's a fairly good chance considering how many times it's bounced here. There will be times that it goes through, so, you know, that's just how the market goes, but yeah, like, again, like, you know, you could have tried to get a super quick scalp in there, but is it worth it at the support? I don't know. I think it would be better. I think it would have been much better, Demir, to, like, identify, like, this base trying to form and to, like, enter, like, up here on, like, the first couple candles on the dip. Getting so close now. I gotta say, though, that's a pretty accelerated move. What the hell's going on? Wow, right through support. Like butter. Yeah, like what is happening here, Demir? Tesla's had some wild action, but it just broke support like nothing after having that big move. Now it's just getting wild. My gosh. I feel bad for telling you not to enter right there, but I mean, hey, that's trading, you know? It's gonna happen. How many times would that bounce out of 10? I don't know. Go check QQQ. Nvidia pulling through. Still falling off. Check out all the Mag 7 down over like 1%. Almost all of them except for Apple and Tesla. Some of them are down so much that it's kind of freaky. My gosh. The market just tanked, guys. Look at SPY here. Under the low of the day now. Look at Mag 7 just continuing to dump. Dumping off here. I'm not seeing any news that necessarily supports this overall drop in my eyes, but come on, baby. $20 tank. Let's see. Sorry, I've been trying to answer that question for 30 minutes. While talking. You think it's the Jackson Hole? No, I don't think so, really. Jackson Hole hasn't really even resulted in that bad of info here. Or that bad of movement. Like, here's the stats. Here's some stats right here. S&P 500 during the week of the Jackson Hole Symposium. generally there's really not much going on. We can see Jackson Hole. The median move is 0.8% since like 2009. So there has been some big swings like in 2020, 2022. So keep that in mind. You know, there's weird price action that can go on. So that's something to look at. All right, guys, it's quick intermission time. I will be right back. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go take care of a couple things in the background really fast. Just give me a couple seconds. I'm going to look at the Mag 7 setup while I'm gone. Make sure you destroy that like, though. 26 likes. We should be getting that number up, though. All right, be right back. All right. We are back. What's up? I destroyed the like button. Destroy it up. Can anyone else explain why there's a sudden drop? Another manipulation. I will say, we try to stay away at Stocked Up from just calling everything manipulation. You know, I mean, yes, there's going to be some manipulation out there, but 100% I got to say that there's some issues there. We just try not to look at it like that too hard. You know, we just look at it simply like, look, there's an imbalance of buyers and sellers. The market has been hot. You know, there can be selling pressure that's natural. Like, traders are taking profits. You know, maybe traders are starting to get a little bit scared, right? That could be the case. SPY bookmap looks weird. Some sellers sitting around like 644.20. Bit of a weird spot for there to be a sell wall. I guess it's right around the high of day today, so it makes sense. Like back in the day, stuff was smaller size, less volume, easier to manipulate, or am I off, Wex said. I would say that back then, that's hard to say, Weck. I mean, I would say it was easier back then, but there might be people who, maybe there's some real successful manipulators out there now who would tell me the opposite. So, you know, I can't tell you I didn't do it, but I would definitely think that way, Weck. I would think that way. What in the world is the book map showing? Autumn said. I know, right? The SPY one can get pretty wild. Can get kind of wild. How are we looking like on our watch list here today? Checking in on it again. Intel 8.18%. Nowhere near 10% like it was. Neo's climbing up though. Second place 5.4. Like to see it holding up there. Home Depot starting to point up again. They had earnings this morning. They had a nice little jump. Glad to see Home Depot ripping as much as it is, actually. Not a bad jump. Uber is holding 95.50 nicely, Wex said. $95.50 is holding up. That is a perfect little support there intraday. That was a good resistance. Now it's acting as support, at least for now. At least for now. Caterpillar up 1.8%. Did they report earnings? No? Wow, Big Cat is moving. Pretty rare to see Caterpillar up 1.8% like that without an earnings. I guess it's not that rare. It looks like the past few weeks, and I guess, you know, looking at the daily chart, there are some candles that do, you know, go even better than today. But nonetheless, I'm not used to seeing Cat up at the top of my watch list like that. They're usually never that close. I guess there's just a lot of weakness out there on some of these growth stocks that are usually moving. And there definitely is. A lot of these are down. Whether you look at MP, MSTR, CoreWeave, even Palantir. I mean, we're talking about a lot of nasty drop-offs today. Palantir is holding. Down around support at 161. Okay. I like that support. It's a solid one. It actually filled the gap perfectly. Let's go, Palantir. That thing is nuts. Oh, I got you. She's talking about book map. Intel's trying to run upwards, Wax said. Man, I like that textbook gap fill here. Let's go check on Intel again. Okay, yeah, a little intraday bounce, 25.20. I like to see that. I like it, I like it. Intel trying to turn upwards. Let's get it, Intel. Hugo said SEC needs to stand out like they should, but they never did because they only protect big players in the game. Tangy said there's a lot of boring stocks up today. It's the usual seasonal rotation, he says. We got to get these Christmas stocks going. Autumn wants one. What's a Christmas stock? Stuff like Walmart, things of that nature. Retailers. I guess like Nike might even be one. Nike. Again, it doesn't mean that they have to go up around that time, but I am watching Nike pretty closely on this Christmas. If they could get some good holiday numbers, I think that Nike could start to really come back off of the base. But they have been in free fall. I mean, there's been a lot of clothing companies dropping lately, though, so. In the ultra short term, they did gap up recently. Whereas Lulu gapped down. Lulu will be an interesting one for me. You know, another one is DKS Dick's. Dick's Sporting Goods. This is my favorite stock because they sell a bunch of golf stuff. I mean, I love Dick's, you know, it's an awesome store. Decent prices. I gotta be careful what I'm saying, though. Chase goes, what did you just call me? Brain says BJ's. Oh, no. What did I start? Yeah, we do got... You know, BJ's does report earnings this week. I did see it on the earnings calendar. Let's pull it up. There it is. It's right there on Friday. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. I know it sucks, like what do you do, Ryan? You know, it's like, it's the name of the company. Like, I'm not trying to be weird, but at the same time, it's like, you gotta watch what you say. BJ, really trying to hold here at 100, though. It's a pretty big area of support. Psychological levels. But I do think heading into Christmas, like, DKS could be interesting. QQQ, major pullback here. Coming up on the 570. Wow, it ended up pulling back, continued down through more support. Wow, the QQQ just flushing. SPY flushing as well. 641.50 actually just broke. Wow, that's the previous all-time high. Brutal breakdown. Oklo just won't stop dropping, Brain said. Okay, hello. Oklo pulling back 66.30. Man, Oklo is testing some big supports in the short term. Big area starting to break down. Looks brutal. Yeah, Palantir did fall though right to support where it started to fill the gap and actually bounce a little bit, which is nice. That's interesting. Uber broke below 95.50. Now it's acting as a ceiling, Wex said. 95.50. Oh, yeah, it did. That is a pretty big ceiling right there. It acted very strong. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to respect that. I don't really see that lining up the best as, like, resistance, but again, I guess, you know, resistance doesn't always have to line up perfectly. In this case, I would have expected something to line up, but I guess we could just call it 95.50 still, but not my favorite thing to see. Bit strange as it's consolidating now hard here. price action's getting a bit different. Netflix book map. Let's see. Let's take all these other book maps off. I'm about to go over my book map limit here. If I go over my limit, they're going to ban me. I'm just kidding, by the way. Say, just kidding. No one's going to get banned. Bookmap's pretty badass, though. If you're interested in Bookmap and you want to get it for yourself, there are some really good deals on the link that I'm going to send in the chat right now. We're actually partnered with Bookmap, if you didn't know. Yeah, check out the link I'm sending. There's a really good deal for a 3-month Global Plus. 3-month Global Plus subscription. It's like $150 for 3 months, which is pretty fire. Say pretty awesome. Haha, bookmark? Yeah. You know how to say it, Chase. My favorite way. QQQ just got very close to 570, guys. Within 50 cents. So I would say be a little careful with QQQ here. It's getting very low. But I do think it's getting to the point where we could see it bounce. SPY's trying to test previous support now as resistance. It might end up getting back through here, but it's been holding down under these key supports very well here so far. We can see on the left side of the screen where the arrow's pointing that previous all-time high. And the SPY has bounced there already once. Now today, we're getting the actual breakdown starting to come through. Oh no. Sad. Might see a breakdown. It's holding down very well. Look at that. Rejection right there. Oh no. Not good for the bulls here, but we'll see. SPY's getting a little overextended down. It's not necessarily down that much though. It's actually not even down to the average percent drop, which is negative 0.58%. It's only down 0.3% today. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. We're not even to the average yet. Seems like there's been a massive sell-off. It's kind of funny. Sorry about that, guys. Getting some screenshots together. SPY still pulling back off of big resistance. That is not good. Rough drop there. Otherwise, you're walking in zigzags between a stock. You look at how many times people ask for a book map. You can also check out some live feeds of it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that, but there are actually, like, if you go to YouTube and you just start typing in, like, live stream, you know, book map live stream, right? It'll come up with a bunch of different stocks that people stream live, like gold futures being streamed live, or NASDAQ futures, ES and NQ. Here's Nvidia live. Here's Tesla live. Obviously, it's not like every stock, but you can find a lot. You can find a lot of them out there. But it's probably easier just to say, give me a screenshot. SPY coming up and back and through the previous all-time high. It's like right on it right now. Not looking overly bearish. We might be seeing a bit of a comeback starting to take hold. Let's look at Mag 7. How are we looking? Nvidia's forming a base and holding it actually at 178 right now. All right, that's not bad. Look at Meta starting to bounce up right around 750, actually. That's a good area of support. Google bouncing around 200. We might be seeing a bit of an intraday recovery starting to come into play. We'll see if it accelerates up into something more or not. I'm sure the bulls are trying to get in on it. It's not really like that easily publicly available data, Wack. You know, a lot of people say, well, hey, just go look at the level 2. I'm going to be honest, it seems like it never really matches up quite right. Maybe it is just an easier visual, but either way, it shows it in a way that is much easier to see than like a level 2 would be. I've heard people say that it's just like a level 2, but I mean, holy hell, I could pull up a level 2 right now and it... Maybe my level 2 sucks, though. I don't know how good or bad Thinkorswim's level 2 is. But, nonetheless, I gotta say, it looks a lot different, so... Let's just say... Yeah, it's just a lot easier to read. We'll just say it that way. At the end of the day. Way easier to read. Thanks for all the screenshots, Tom. Still working to add it to the trading budget. Using level 2 in the meantime. Sounds good, Sir Charles, you know? If you ever need one, tag me in the Discord, of course. I'll try to get you as quick as I can. Uber doing pretty good, actually. Holding back above 95.50 now. Not bad, Uber. Look at that. It ended up holding its ground pretty well. Especially after looking like it was going to maybe sell off there for a second. Let's go check on BBY again, which was Best Buy. All right. A little slow here now. Go back to Nvidia. I liked how that one was trying to form a base. It just doesn't seem like much is getting going off of it yet. AMD trying to bounce a little bit back. I'm going to look at the SM bot for some action. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm not going to do that. All right, here we go. Boeing on the SM bot. It looks like Boeing just started reversing. I don't think I'd look at that one too hard. Check BE. BE puts are on the SM bot. Not bad. Right around the low of the day. Little overextended to the downside, down 8%, but could still see continuation. SBET trying to form a base. I like the idea here, though. You know, if you see a breakdown at the low of the day, look for continuation. Uber calls actually just hit on the bot. Interesting. XYZ puts block, which is the old square, if you didn't know. The old square. You guys know Square, right? Little payment processing things that plug into your phone. Or they used to plug into your phone. I don't know what they do now. Probably Bluetooth or something. So if it breaks back above 96, watch it up. Yeah, I think breaking 96 would be awesome intraday. There could be a good scalping opportunity above there too. I like the idea, Weck. Tom is the book map, Weck. What? My computer knows it, won't let me type anything else, Weck said. Let's see. RGTI puts on the SM bot. BMNR popping up now. A lot of these seem like they're right at their low of the days. Like they're trying to maybe base a little bit, so be a little careful. A lot of these have already made huge moves today. Like a lot of them down 8% already. Which, while the momentum's there, it does seem like they're being chased slightly. Go back to the watch list here. Intel still up at the top. No one's taken their throne quite yet today. XPEV climbing up slowly, though. XPEV does seem to be a bit stronger than many of the other stocks that I've checked on here recently. holding up around their high of day, fairly close. They did just take a dip, but they're kind of ripping up off of it right now. Keep XPEV on the radar. Pretty interesting. If it breaks like this, I'm not going to call it a double top because it's not quite, but if it can break that high of day from this morning up around like 2107 to 2110, I'll be watching for a better breakout here. This is pretty solid. SPY is struggling again, Hugo said. Pulling back down. It is. The poor SPY. Having a lot of trouble there at 641.50. It broke it slightly by like 15 cents, but never got the run continuing there. It does seem a lot slower here. It could be turning over slightly. But alrighty, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and call the stream there. Hope everybody had a great one today. There were some great opening moves. After the opening moves, I feel like stocks got slow. Everything started turning over. I feel like you either adapted or, well, you got hit a little bit at least today. Wax said, Tom, I was poking around in the options chain last night, saw September 20th UVXY call option with way more open interest than any other option in the chain, even other months. What does this mean? That essentially is showing you that somebody bought a shit ton of those calls, Wax, or sold them. Somebody entered into those calls in a huge way. If that's the case. You said it's a 20 strikes on UVXY. The UVXY is sitting around 1320 right now. That seems like a ballsy play, Weck. Since it's so far out of the money at the 20 strike, it's hard for me to justify saying that they bought those. But if that's a big money trader looking for like a major drop in the stock market, Weck, and they're expecting volatility to kick up in a crazy way, then that could be exactly what they want, right? Because, you know, if they're going to get the 20 strike and they want UVXY to explode, it would probably hit 20 if something really kicked off. So I think that it's a very interesting big money trade that you're talking about here. Let me see if I can get this here real fast. Let's go look at it. UVXY 20 strike for September. Okay, so yeah, so there's about 10,000 open interest there. Now, in this case, the put side doesn't have anything quite that large, but there are a lot of other calls like the 30 strikes that have 3,900 volume. There's the 17s with 4,000, or sorry, open interest. There's the 15s with 5,000 open interest. So there is a lot of open interest out there, but I see what you're saying. That is a pretty big number there at that strike. If you look at the September 12th as well, there's even 4,000 volume on that one, and none of the others for September 12th have even close to 4,000 either. Now, September 19th is the true monthly expiration, you'd say. So, but either way, you know, there is a much more significant amount at 20. So I would say it's a pretty interesting sign. You know, there might be somebody looking for a short-term drop out of the market. And if they expect that, these call options would print if the market started to dip. UVXY would probably pop. Look at how much UVXY even popped here back on July 29th. From the low to the high there, it popped up 24% on the stock, which isn't that significant, but it's only 3 trading days. Let's go see what these September 19th puts did during those 3 trading days. So July 29th was the first one. I'm going to pull it up right here for you guys. Get this off of here. I don't want theoretical price. Please remove. For some reason on this other chart I have, it always brings that up. I'm going to have to fix that. But yeah, UVXY. So July 29th. Where are we at? We got to go way back here. Ah, here we go. Now keep in mind that this was a while ago. So these options are getting closer to expiration now. So they're going to move even more now if there's a real move. But in theory, these options were trading for like $1.40, $1.50 on July 31st. Whenever we started to get, UVXY popping off, these options ended up popping up 76% in 2 or 3 trading days. Now that might not be like 500% or anything like that, but it's still pretty solid, right? A big money trader in this scenario would love that. They'd love it. So yeah, maybe get like some good gains on like a quick short-term dip. And that was just a quick 3-day pop, right? It wasn't even anything too crazy. So well, that's an interesting play. It kept me around a bit longer here. Yeah, for sure. But alrighty, guys, we're going to call it there. Check out those 20 strike calls on UVXY if you're interested. Pretty crazy play. But other than that, have a great rest of your day. I will talk to you later. See you later, guys. Thanks as always.